This could possibly allow them to increase at least 5x from where they are right now. All right, welcome to Talking Investing. I am Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to talk about a company called DigiHost Technologies, stock ticker DGHI. This is a Bitcoin mining company. If you don't know these guys, you should watch this video. They put out a press release today that I thought was nothing short of stunning. So we cover the Bitcoin miners quite a bit on this channel, so if that's content you're interested in, please do us a favor and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Also, if you enjoy this video, please remember to smash the like button. Okay, I want to get right to it. So if you look at DigiHost Technologies, they're trading at $3.34 today at the moment. Today is Friday, March 4th, and we're just at the beginning of the trading day here, maybe an hour in. So DigiHost is down around 13%, almost 14%. It's been fluctuating between down 10 and 14% this morning so far. Now, a little bit of that is due to the fact that Bitcoin is pulling back and most of the Bitcoin miners are down, but most of it is due to the press release that they put out today. So I want to go to the press release, but first I want to point out DigiHost is an $84 million market cap company. So I've talked about them on this channel before. This I put in the small Bitcoin miner group, under $100 million. There's a few in that category, and this is one of them. Full disclosure, I happen to own DigiHost. It's probably one of my top 5 positions, but it's probably also the smallest stock that I own at $84 million market cap. So putting that in perspective, when you see what they've done today, I find it shocking. And we're going to discuss whether I think it's a good thing or a bad thing, and how the market is reacting, and how it may affect the price going forward, and how it may affect the company's performance going forward. So here's the press release. 7:01 a.m. this morning, DigiHost establishes $250 million at the market equity program to accelerate growth. So I want to just stop on that for a minute. $250 million equity at the market program. This is an $84 million company. So they're diluting themselves 300% of the existing market cap. I've never seen that happen before. I'm not saying that it's never happened, but a typical dilution would be more along the lines of 10% or 15%. Anything above that would usually be greeted very negatively by the marketplace, and I really rarely see anything bigger than that. This company has 25 million shares outstanding. At their current share price, they would have to issue 75 million shares to get to $250 million. So now obviously this is at the market, and they can do this, from time to time. They're not going to do it all today. So hopefully, I'm sure they're counting on their share price improving over the course of time so that they don't have to do a 300% dilution. But even if they did, is this a good thing or a bad thing for the company? So let's just read it for a minute and see what they're doing. Pursuant to the ATM agreement, the company and the agent will implement an at-the-market equity offering program under which the agent may issue and sell from time to time such number of subordinate voting shares of the company, the SV shares, having an aggregate offering price of up to $250 million. So I just want to clarify. They're saying the subordinate voting shares, those are the shares that are publicly traded. So this isn't some other class of stock they're creating. These are their publicly traded shares. The company intends to use the net proceeds of this at-the-market equity program, if any, to support the growth and development of the company's existing mining operations, as well as for working capital and general corporate purposes, and to repay outstanding indebtedness from time to time. Since the SV shares will be distributed at trading prices prevailing at the time of the sale, prices may vary between purchases during the period of the distribution. So this isn't at the market, so obviously whenever they sell it, it's at market price for whatever it's selling for on that day. All right, I just want to go through a few facts so you can get a little bit of an understanding of the scale of what they're doing here versus what they're currently doing. So this was a press release they did about a month ago. DigiHost reports an 86% increase on year-over-year Bitcoin production. Okay, but let's look at what that really means. That means in January of 2021, they mined 33.7 Bitcoin. In January of 22, they mined 62.58. So yes, that's an 86% increase, but this is a company that's mining 62 Bitcoin per month. Now, versus the size that they are, that's actually very good. But my fear has been, and I talked about this yesterday on my live stream, my fear for this company and a few others is if they don't ramp up now, then in 2024, when the Bitcoin reward gets cut in half, which as most of you know happens approximately every 4 years, at that point, if they haven't ramped up their exahash significantly, there are going to be companies that I believe are going to get cut out of the game. So this is a drastic move, but I think the market likes it. $250 million is enough money to take them from a small Bitcoin miner, which they are right now, and they're having success. And like I said, I own shares in this company, so I like this company. But my fear for this company is that they would fall behind the rest of the world and the worldwide hash rate, and which determines the difficulty level for mining. So as the difficulty level goes up and the reward gets cut in half, the halving a few years from now, those two things put together is going to leave some people on the outside. They're at 415 petahash or 0.415 exahash of Bitcoin mining capacity right now. They have plans to get bigger than that already, so they already have a bunch of machines that they're purchasing, some of which they're sharing with Bit Digital. So there's some profit sharing going on there. This $250,000 is going to allow them to buy a lot more of their own machines. This could possibly allow them to increase it at least 5x from where they are right now at 0.415 exahash. So typically, if you guys are familiar with companies that have done at-the-market offerings, when a company does an at-the-market offering and it stands to dilute the company 10 or 15%, typically you'll see the stock drop maybe anywhere from 7 to 15%. So very close to the same as the dilution that they're creating. These guys are creating 300% dilution and their stock's down 13.9%. So to me, that tells me, and I'm glad to see, I think the market gets it. You would run the risk at 300% dilution. They have 25 million shares right now. They're probably going to end up with somewhere between 75 and 120 million shares when they're done with this at-the-market offering. So that is a massive, massive increase in the number of shares. However, they will have an even bigger increase in their exahash if they do this right, and they will be able to compete on a going forward basis. So it looks to me like the market is digesting this and understands that. And so far, now it's very early. It's only been a couple of hours. So we'll see if this cascades down later or if this holds its own. I would not be surprised if Bitcoin rallies, if this reverts right back to its previous price, despite the fact that they're going to have monumental dilution of their stock over the next, and of course, an at-the-market offering can last up to 2 years. So this doesn't mean they have to run out right now and go get $250 million. But what it does mean is they can start to enter contracts to buy more latest and greatest Bitcoin mining machines and start to line them up to be delivered, because delivery time on these things, as you guys probably know, can be substantial. So the machines people are buying right now sometimes have a 6-month or a year waiting period before they're delivered and installed. So there really is no time to waste. So I like this move a lot. I'm quite a bit shocked by it just because of the scale of it. For an $84 million company to do a $250 million at-the-market offering sounds shocking. In this instance, I do think it's actually a good thing. We will see if the market agrees. At down 13%, I think so far the market agrees. Now, I don't know. I have to tell you, I would not be surprised for this to head in either direction. I wouldn't be surprised if DigiHost ended up being positive on the day. Now, it's a Friday, so we have the weekend to wait after this. But I also would not be surprised if, as this catches on, there's some more downward pressure. But I think you got to give this a couple of weeks to play out. And I think over the course of a couple of weeks, I believe DigiHost will be up 2 weeks from now, not down. And I also believe this changes the very nature of the business that they do, in that they are going to go from a small miner on the cusp of trying to get into the game. This puts them in the game. This puts them as a medium-sized Bitcoin miner. And I think that is going to be critical for their ability to survive and thrive. So I'm just going to talk about one more thing. I'm not even going to look at the chart and go through the chart because this is such a monumentally large move. I don't know that, a chart analysis makes any sense at this point. But I do want to look at this. Today's range is $3.23 to $3.72. So they're at $3.33 right now, down in 13%. Their 52-week range, so they've actually been quite a bit lower than this. They've been at $2.38, and they've been as high as $9.45. Now, these numbers are all adjusted for a reverse stock split that they did in order to list themselves on the NASDAQ. But effectively, their price range for the last 52 weeks has been from $2.43 to $9.45. So they are at the low end of that range, but they are not at their 52-week low. And even with this monumental dilution, they don't seem to be heading there. So I guess we're going to have to wait and see where this goes. Of course, obviously, this is not financial advice. I do own this company. I'm actually excited about this once I digested the information. It was quite shocking to me when I read it at first. But you got, please use your own judgment. Obviously, this is a small cap stock. They just made a major move. So this is probably a higher risk type of investment. So that's what's going on with DigiHost. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.